What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. Salute to Tiara Brown, Skye Nicolson. Tiara Brown defeated Skye Nicolson to become the new WBC Featherweight champion. Now, this fight showed a couple of things. One, it showed you because you are not too familiar with a fighter doesn't mean that fighter's not good. Tiara Brown's 18-0, 11 knockouts, 36 years old, and she's been a pro for like 9 years, so she has experience. Skye Nicolson, still a good fighter. Skye Nicolson, the fight was a split decision. Now, here's where I started laughing at some of the comments. Now, anybody knows me know I've always gave props to Skye Nicolson, and I still do. It's funny how you had people saying, it's funny, well, you guys hate her when she calls out Amanda Serrano, but you guys are funny, man. But all of a sudden now, it's like, that fight wasn't that close. Skye won. Then you had people saying that. I read mixed comments, but here's the weird thing. First of all, a black woman goes to Australia to fight an Australian woman, and you guys think that it was rigged for her to win? God, that's the same dumb shit Tiafimo said. This is the same dumb shit Tiafimo said when Devin Haney went to Australia and beat George Kambosos. After Tiafimo sat there and told the world that George Kambosos was better than the rest of the 135-pound division, had a better resume and everything. Then Tio loses to fucking George Kambosos. Okay, anyway. Yeah, right. So what happens is, the other comments, people were saying that it wasn't close. Look, it was a close fight. It was a good fight. Was the commentators being biased towards Skye Nicolson? Yes. Did I think the fight was as close as people said? The commentators, rather, they said a couple of times that, she needs to let her hands go more. True. One of the things with Skye Nicolson is inside fighting. She stays away from it. She doesn't like when her opponents grapple her. She just wants to box. One thing you have to understand in the sport of boxing is that this is a rough sport. And there's people that will try to rough you up, to try to take you out of your mindset, to try to just basically make you as uncomfortable as possible. And they'll do it until the referee warns them. Okay? Skye don't like that kind of stuff. She like to just box, keep it clean, which is nothing wrong with having, and she just want to follow the rules. But, let's box. This isn't wrestling, this is boxing. Now, don't get me wrong. Tiara Brown did a hell of a job. Now, for all you people that sit up here and automatically start talking shit about, this is the woman that was supposed to be the man of Serrano. Well, first of all, how the fuck do we just determine Serrano would have won? You come to these conclusions without two people fighting. Well, Tiara Brown did something that Amanda Serrano won't do. She fought her. You understand what I'm saying? She fought her. Since Amanda Serrano won't fight Skye, will she fight Tiara Brown now? What's wrong with the best fighting the best? In fact, this has nothing to do with, this is the woman that's supposed to beat Amanda Serrano. What this is about is this is the one that wants to fight Amanda Serrano. This is how we determine who the best fighter is. This soft-ass generation with this bullshit about let's predetermine matches by speaking about who will win, and then that's how we determine who wins a fight. No, that's bullshit. That's not how we determine who wins a fight. We determine who wins a fight by the fighters actually getting in there fighting, and we getting an outcome. So at the end of the day, That's how we find out. So in my position, it's not about telling you who should fight because I think this person will win. Like I said, we don't know who will win. We know that like, I know this. Whereas these idiot fans like to sit here and talk and make up their own, draw their own conclusions based on, come on, man. Who they like and don't like. The hell, I swear these people get their damn driver's license from a Cracker Jack box. I swear they do. Nothing at all coming here, just sitting there. Pardon me, y'all. So, yeah, this is how we determine who wins fights. Not by sitting up, predetermining a fight and trying to draw conclusions because I like this fighter better and I think this fighter will win. Look, first off, let's break something down. Tiara Brown was a boxer coming forward. Okay? Skye Nicolson was a boxer moving backwards. Amanda Serrano is about constant pressure. She comes in, she lunges, she reaches a lot. She's there to be hit. She's bleeding in almost every fucking fight. Okay, so at the end of the day, that means she's getting hit. And Skye Nicolson, it's a different fight. You look at Tiara Brown winning a fight and automatically tell yourself, Amanda Serrano wins. How the fuck do we know Amanda Serrano beats Tiara Brown? See, these are all assumptions. No different from, Tank gonna kill this kid, Lamont Roach. Remember, people didn't even want this fight. They rescheduled this fight several times. Nobody cared about this fight. And the 200,000+ people that bought the pay-per-view shows you that, this fight, nobody really cared for this fight. And they really thought that Tank was gonna go in here and knock this guy out. So it's the same thing. It's no different for Serrano or any fighter. You just assume that these fighters are going to win. Certain fights are easier to call than others. Okay? And the thing about it is really simple. If I'm holding a title in the division, I'm telling everybody I'm the best in the division. I'm the greatest in the game right now. But there's people that I won't fight. And not only that, there's other champions in the division that I won't fight. Then what am I actually saying? But then I'll fight other challengers in the division that's not on the same level as the champions that I won't fight. Make that make sense? So bottom line is, we just want to see the best fight the best. So where people get in their feelings and want to always talk shit, well, I give props to Tiara Brown for stepping up and taking the fight like she was supposed to do. This isn't a favor to us. There's no privilege because, you as the audience get to watch it. No, it goes hand in hand, because if nobody's watching, guess what? You're not making money, and then nobody cares, and you have no career, and then networks don't want to put you on the card because you don't sell. You're not a draw. So, I mean, it's amazing how people come up with this nonsense. Hey, man, Skye, being a southpaw and she's fighting on the back foot. Tiara Brown was coming in from that orthodox stance. She was leaning over to her right a little. She was coming. She's moving her head. She's moving her hands. She's making Skye weary of, getting caught with that right hand. And Skye looked a little stiff. She didn't look as elusive as she normally does. She didn't look as quick on her feet as she normally does. Like I don't know. Tiara Brown might have thrown her off and was. I know she was trying to get in the best way she could, and she was getting beat to the punch. Tiara Brown boxed smartly. She didn't come in reckless, leading with her chin, leaving herself open. So it's a difference. Now the difference in Skye Nicolson versus Amanda Serrano fight. Amanda's gonna try to make it rough. She's gonna try to get inside but she gets caught when she's coming in. That's when she gets hit. Okay, and pretty much Skye Nicolson has been able to do that and keep all her opponents, on the outside. It's not that she's scared to fight on the inside. Skye just doesn't let her hands go on the inside. And Skye Nicolson isn't a combination punch. She'll throw like one punch at a time, and she works off her jab. Her jab is she throws her jab more than anything else. She works her jab constantly, But we know that she do need to work on fighting on the inside. She wasn't exposed. If you've been watching her, you know that she's never been an inside fighter. And to become a complete all-around fighter, you have to have no weaknesses. You have to understand that I need to learn how to, get in the inside. Now, what Tiara Brown was doing smart is she was doing the opposite of what the commentators were saying. The female commentator said, "Yeah, I like to see Tiara Brown sit down on her punches more." And no, that's how she was able to catch Skye. She wasn't sitting down on her punches much. She was throwing the punches not to hurt her, but to land. And then when she get in, she throw combinations. She worked. She let her hands go, and she did catch it when she would catch it with a clean shot. It would be one shot, and Skye would get in, circle around, maybe try to get around a hole or whatever. But bottom line, that's what she was doing smart. See, that's the difference with these power punches. They sit down on their punches to the point they try to hurt you with everything that they throw, where the shots become telegraphable, able to be telegraphed. This is what Skye Nicolson does very well. And this is why she give Amanda Serrano problems. Because Amanda Serrano isn't trying to really outbox you. She's trying to knock you out. And you can telegraph her shots better because she's coming in. Amanda Serrano has no head movement whatsoever. She just comes straight in, and she just comes in punching, leaning, lunging, whatever it takes to try to get inside. That's what Amanda Serrano does. And when someone is fleet of foot like that, I swear these people can't drive. I swear they can't drive. Oh, they can't fucking drive. So, Amanda Serrano, her style, Skye would give her problems. She doesn't fight the way Tiara Brown fought. So for you to look at a person that fights completely different from Amanda Serrano, the only thing that they have in common is Tiara Brown is coming forward. That's it. But how she gets in, tactically, she's a different fighter from Amanda Serrano. So you can't sit and watch her and say, oh, if she was able to do that, Amanda will be able to. Imagine what Amanda will be able to do. No, that's all you guys are doing is imagining. I'm not telling you who wins the fight. I think Skye can beat Amanda Serrano. Okay? If there's a rematch against Tiara Brown, I don't know who wins the fight. Okay? I don't know who wins it. But I'm not telling you, I guarantee you, she's going to beat Amanda. No, it's not. Look, you never know what's going to happen come fight night. I say this all the time. Skye has the ability. She has the tools. Okay? Amanda Serrano fights one way. No matter who she fights one fucking way. That's the only way she knows how to fight. And when you have a fighter coming in, she's getting tagged, she can't really hit the target. The biggest problem that that Skye Nicolson would have with Amanda Serrano would be if Skye Nicolson is being careless on defense and Amanda Serrano is able to get inside and maybe wear her out with body shots if she's not fighting smartly. But if she is on her toes and she moves like she does, how she's able to adjust, I can't tell you that. I don't know what fighters, what fighter is capable of absorbing what type of information to, become a better fighter, all-around fighter. I can't tell you that. I'd have to see it. Then we can say we see the improvements. And then when it becomes a consistent thing where it becomes a part of their arsenal and you see that person's improved, then that's when we know. I'm not saying it like Amanda Serrano's obviously like she's some pushover, like Skye's going to go in there and just outclass her every single round. No, I expect it to be a tough fight, but I'm saying it's a fight we should see. So fuck the opinions. I don't know why people are so against the best fighting the best, man. This like I said, this generation, man, is such pussy, man. I've never seen anything like this. That people actually get upset and get in their feelings because fighters want to fight. What kind of shit is this, man? But yeah, they had a good fight. And this is this is what it's about. But for all you fans that's running your mouth, y'all need to just shut the fuck up because Serrano won't fight her. So saying shit like, oh, she better be glad Serrano didn't respond because Serrano would have, yeah, I know. That's what you always say. But we'll never know when the motherfucker won't take the fight, right? And then if the fight happens and then you see oh, damn, she beat Serrano. What's the excuse then? What do you say at that point? Because what it really comes down to is, if you want to fight someone, and the only reason that the fight hasn't happened is because you won't make the fight happen, then that's what it. Then you know, what can you say? You're blaming Skye Nicolson because Amanda won't fight, and it's funny how now that she lost to Tiara Brown, the comments go from, oh, nobody's ducking her, to, oh, she better be glad Serrano didn't respond to her call-outs. So the entire time, you knew she wasn't responding to the call-outs. You knew she was avoiding fighting her. So, like I said, now, after she lose, now all of a sudden, oh, she should be glad that she didn't. No, that's what fighters want. We want to fight. Why the fuck would a fighter be glad that that someone is not responding to their call-out? I mean, it's not like Skye was going to pull a Floyd Schofield. Hey, let's fight now. When the fight's on, all of a sudden, I'm sick. Like, look, it is what it is. It was a good fight, and if there's a rematch, if Tiara Brown wins the rematch, okay, does Amanda Serrano at least fight her? If Skye Nicolson wins the rematch, does Amanda Serrano finally fight her? In fact, does Amanda Serrano even want to fight at 126 anymore? Because if not, let the belt go. You know, it's not about sour grapes, man. She fought, she lost. Simple. And it was a split decision. It wasn't a dominating performance from either woman. It was a good, close fight. But Tiara Brown, in my opinion, won that fight by a wider margin than the scorecard said. She didn't dominate the fight, but she definitely was landing more shots on Skye, and she was catching Skye coming in several times. She caught her where it was clean. You could see the shot land clean, and you know, she outpointed her. She won the fight. She imposed her will coming in forward, and she never went backwards the entire fight. She just kept coming. That's not what make you, when you point, you gotta land shots. I'm not one of them people, because you're coming forward, that means you're making a fight. No, she kept coming forward. She kept that pressure on, and she just was making Skye work, whether it was moving her head, moving backwards, whatever, you know, throwing a punch to try to buy time or trying to land a punch, whatever. She made her fight more, you know, and she did it smartly, though. And it's a difference. Ruthless aggression, okay, versus controlled aggression is completely different. So whereas you may think that Serrano can do the same thing, it's a different type of fight. It's a different type of fight. So it's easy to say that shit, but once they get in there, that's when we find out who the better fighter is, man. And also, let's just be real. Tiara Brown has better defense than Amanda Serrano. Tiara Brown's offense, if you notice, when she was throwing her hooks were looking a bit slow. She was quicker with the jab. So if she's trying to sit down on her punches, she's going to get countered. So instead of sitting down on her punches trying to land a home run, nope. I'm just going to touch her, touch her, touch her, touch her, touch her. Come in, I'm just touching her. I'm not coming trying to take her head off. That's all Amanda Serrano knows how to do. That's all she knows how to do. Try to take your head off with every punch. Come forward, leading with her chin, no head movement. It's a whole different fight. It's a whole different fight. And in fact, instead of being little pussies talking about, she better be glad that she never responded. Yeah, now you can admit she never responded. But when I'm telling you motherfuckers, she won't respond because she knows Skye Nicolson is a threat. She knows that. Nothing's changed. She knows that. Instead of you guys being such pussies, aha, nana bullshit, that little childish mentality that you have, you should understand is, you know what? She didn't accept that challenge. Okay? And Tiara Brown did. There's a reason why she didn't accept that challenge. And you can't give no bullshit about, oh, well, it's because she knew she would have. No. Like that little woman that she fought, where the commentator asked her, well, why fight a fighter of this caliber? Because that woman was completely not on anybody's level. She's like a little child in there. Well, she called my name, you know, and so she had to, yeah, right. Y'all know the story. Well, Skye Nicolson always called your name. Well, I'm not the promoter. You got to talk to my promoters. Yeah, that same interview. Amanda knows that Skye's a fucking threat, man. And now watching Tiara Brown, she knows Tiara Brown's a threat. And if you're going to claim I'm the best in the division, then you need to fight the best in the division. I don't understand this motherfucking generation of fighters, man, where you guys are happy to see her fight fucking Katie Taylor 25 fucking times instead of them fighting different challenges, different styles. No, just keep fighting each other. I get so sick of this shit. I'm sick of this whole, they always find two fighters that let's just milk 3 fights out these motherfuckers. When there's other challenges out there. You see what happened to Deontay Wilder. 2 fights with Luis Ortiz. 3 fights with Tyson fucking Fury. 2 fights with fucking, it's one thing when it's in the contract, and I get all that. But whereas you could have already fought AJ, you could have already fought a Dillian White, you could have already fought a Joe. No, you fighting all these guys more than once, several times. When you look at people's careers and look at some of these guys, now all of a sudden at an advanced age, now you want to fight everybody. But then what happens when you start to step up and you're losing? How many last chances are you going to have, right? These fights need to happen. Now, Tiara Brown is the same age. Her and Amanda Serrano are both 36, right? 30, yeah, so they're both 36 years old. Or whatever. So, for Amanda Serrano, either vacate 126 and stay at 135, 140, whatever, fight up in those divisions or whatever. I mean, and here's the crazy part, right? You motherfuckers made such a big deal about big-ass Clarissa Shields fighting little-ass Alicia Baumgardner. But Baumgardner and Serrano are around they're in the same weight classes. Let's put it like that. Okay? So, that's a fight that's actually doable. Now, one, either Amanda Serrano is going to come off of that whole only on one condition, 12 rounds. This is the way I see this shit. If Alicia Baumgardner doesn't have a problem with her gas tank, like if she can actually fight smart, precise with her shots, accuracy, land meaningful shots, and make Serrano pay when she comes in, she can win that fight because she's a better boxer than Amanda Serrano. If she gets tired, and this is where I feel for Amanda Serrano, the fact that she says she'll fight Alicia Baumgardner on one condition, that it's 12 rounds. Maybe she thinks she needs those 2 extra rounds because she has a better gas tank than Alicia Baumgardner, and she feel like those extra 2 rounds will give her what she need to completely get Alicia gassed and maybe stop her, or if she don't stop her, at least be able to get her to the point where she can't let her hands go as much as she needs to because she's gassed out as she takes that fight. Because you got to look at this. Why is it when it comes to Alicia Baumgardner, Amanda Serrano is saying, I'll fight her on one condition? Why would you have to have a condition to fight whoever? But for Alicia Baumgardner, she's saying, are you paying me for those 2 extra rounds? And whatever. Okay. So my point is, 2 solid fighters, but you might not get the fucking fight because of little stupid shit. Because this one wants 12 rounds and this one doesn't want 12 rounds. Or what? I mean, petty shit. So when you don't get that fight, what do? Well, as long as Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano can walk without a cane or a walker, let's just keep putting them in the ring with each other. Forget them fighting other people. What kind of shit is that? Like, I don't understand this whole nonsense. And with all the other, well, it's not a whole lot of women, but with all the different women that's still there, okay, what's really going on that you care about in boxing and female and women's boxing? What do you really care about? So, I mean, I never say no shit like this. I just haven't. Imagine watching a Marvel movie or a DC movie or reading comics or some shit, right? And they just keep making movies, but the bad guys and the good guys won't fight. They just keep threatening each other and talking shit, but there's no action. There's no actual fight. All they're doing is saving a train from running off the tracks and saving cats from trees and there was a mountain, a fucking rock slide, and they saved people that was in a car. Like, where's the fights? Where's the action at, right? This is what it's like. So you should be more than glad to get a Skye Nicolson versus Amanda Serrano fight, a Tiara Brown versus an Amanda Serrano fight, because if you're not going to have the best fighting the best, and you're okay with just, Serrano or whoever, just to jump in there with some C-level, D-level fighter, then that just basically means you're scared that they're going to lose. There's no logical explanation that anyone can come up with that we're going to feel some type of way simply because someone wants to fight someone. I remember when McCauley stepped up and replaced Daniel Dubois, fought Joseph Parker. Remember, Johnny Nelson took it upon himself. He stood there and he was telling Radio Raheem every reason as to why McCauley was going to win his fight. Joseph Parker didn't really want the fight. When he found out that it was McCauley, like, it was some concern. They were afraid. Everybody was picking McCauley to win. And they said McCauley was already training for 8 weeks for another fight that he had coming up in May. McCauley shows up big, fat, sloppy, way overweight. Now we're hearing he wasn't training at all. But yet he accepted the fight. Okay. But he was promised a big fight in May after getting knocked out by Parker. Yet Dubois, right away after he's supposed to be okay, they start calling out Usyk. They want the Usyk fight. Frank Warren was unapologetic about it. We want the Usyk fight. Parker, right? Man, it's going to leave Joseph Parker out in the cold, huh? Right? This is what boxing has become. Money, money, money. Like Frank Warren said when they asked him about Tyson Fury, he's going to go wherever the money is. After, the money doesn't make me. I don't care about the money. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So, once again, there's no need for us to not have these fights. And so, it's like I said, either fight and prove yourself at 126, or let the belts go and just stay up at the higher weights. Because at some point, what's going to happen? If Amanda Serrano sticks around, she's going to lose to somebody, and it's going to be, they're always going to try to tank somebody's win. Oh, he was old, she was old. Well, that's not their fucking problem. You know, she don't want to fight certain people. Certain people do this shit. They'll either ask for more money. Like, there was no fucking reason for Canelo to say, if you want me to fight Benavidez, he went from 100,000 to 150,000 to 200. Who the fuck is going to pay you that to fight Benavidez? Who the fuck is going to pay you that to fight anything? Motherfucker, you're not Floyd. Floyd beat you, remember? You're not Floyd. Fuck you think you are? I mean, ridiculous amount of money. Terrence Crawford, if you want me to fight Jerron Boots, and it's $20 million. Come on, man. But we already know, we know what these situations are, man. And it's one of those things where when you don't get the fights, then you complaining. Now, all this talk about Canelo versus Crawford in September or whatever it's supposed to be. Well, if September comes and turns out that there's no fight between the two of them, it was just talk and trying to build hype up around it, well, you guys are going to be fucking eating crow and singing sour grapes then. But then yet, when it's fights we want to see, you guys are saying what? Oh, man, she's not ready. She need to sit her ass down. Okay, right. So who do you want to see? Who do you want to see Amanda Serrano fight at 126? Who? And especially when it doesn't matter, because no matter who she fights, you think she's going to win, right? Or you claim she's going to win. But you motherfuckers are so... You know, if I was doing investigative work with you motherfuckers, you'd all be locked the fuck up, man. You guys are such clowns with this shit, man. Oh, she's not ducking. She's not ducking, Skye. Okay, so since you know everything about Amanda Serrano's decision-making, right? Tell me why she turned the fight down. I'm just saying, no, that's not a fucking answer. I'm just saying. Tell me why the fuck she won't fight Skye Nicolson. Nobody can fucking tell you that. But like I said, now that Skye loses, you know, to Tiara Brown, oh, well, she better be glad that Skye Nicolson ignored her. Oh, right. Now you can admit she ignored her. Right. Right. You try to use the word ignore instead of duck, instead of turning down. Why? Because she know damn well that's a fight that she could possibly lose. Because her style, like I said, she doesn't fight like Tiara Brown. Tiara Brown fought a strategic fight of come in, work her high, work her low. You know, I'm going to work my way in. I'm going to keep moving. So as I'm cutting the ring off, I'm not letting Skye get comfortable. Skye likes to just pick away with that jab. Pick away with the jab. You know, throw the left hand. Jab, jab, jab. Left hand. You know what would help Skye? If she kind of took the Bevel route, where double jabs, triple jabs at times, right? Jab, jab, left hand. You know what I mean? Jab, left hand, jab out. Like, you know, step around. Like, it's things you can do. Why? Because you're keeping it basic as it is, right? But at the same time, what you're doing is, as your opponents are trying to make you uncomfortable, you're making them uncomfortable because you're keeping it long and they have to get in without getting hit. And when that jab is so consistent, the movement is there and they can't get in, it's keeping these guys at bay. So now what happens is she works on getting on the inside, fighting on the inside. And the thing about it on the inside, man, let them uppercuts go. No quick combinations, get in, get out, move, spin off, like those type of things. Skye Nicolson is a good fighter. Amanda Serrano is a good fighter. Tiara Brown is a good fighter. You know, I don't know what type of shit people like when all this started with people just so into it really like really more so this Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder era, around that era of, you know, remember Deontay Wilder fans talking about Deontay will beat AJ, so there's no need for him to fight anyway. Like, I remember those type of words being said with you know, back with starting with those guys, because like really, it's disgraceful for fighters to not want to fight each other. It really is. And if it's always just going to be the bigger bag, stop talking about how much you love the fucking sport then, because you already know that the bigger bag is always going to fucking win over fighting someone. Like, example, it would be considered a big fight, Serrano versus Skye Nicolson. But at the same time, people want to force Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor 3 down your throats because, well, it's a bigger fight. You got this shit twice already, man. And all you Amanda Serrano fans keep fucking saying sour grapes every time, at every result. And if you feel like maybe she'll be the next time, hopefully this, well, whatever. Listen, man, it is what it is. But I think Skye Nicolson, Tiara Brown, they had a good fight. There wasn't no dominating performance from either person. They both were being cautious, you know, trying to be smart to work their way in. But Tiara Brown kept the same energy, man. Like, throughout the fight, she kept the pressure on, and she basically didn't let Skye Nicolson get comfortable. She made her have to fight more and move more. So for Skye, go back, watch this video. Her and her team, you know, her trainers should see the same things I saw. You know, they should be able to understand that Skye has to let her hands go more. You know, and like I said, man, pop that. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. You understand what I'm saying? She don't throw a lot of hooks and uppercuts. So being that she likes to use the jab in the left hand, she's a southpaw, you know, yeah, move. Keep it long. But on the inside, you gotta let your hands go. You know, short chopping shots, quick combinations, you know, spin out, step around, tie up when you need to, whatever, spin off. Simple. That's the type of shit, man. You go back, you look at what you did wrong, look at what you could have did better. All right, cool. And understand, it's not just a one fight thing. These are things that's a part of your arsenal. You know, man, it's like you watch fighters step up. You watch fighters take fights that the other champions won't take, and instead of giving them credit, you want to try to tank their victory and say shit like, you know, like I said, oh, if she could do that, imagine what Serrano. No, that's the problem with you motherfuckers. You use your imagination too much. She's not Tiara Brown. They're two different fighters, two different type of fighters, with the exception of just pressure. But other than that, two different. Tiara's more strategic, boxing-wise. Amanda Serrano is just trying to chop you down and catch you and wear you down and catch you and keep you moving, try to catch you on those ropes and then try to punish you. That's what Amanda Serrano does. And Amanda Serrano, like I said, she lunges a lot. She steps in, leads with her chin. She's there to be hit. And she cuts very easily. So, it's a different fight. You guys keep saying the same dumb shit over and over. But at the end of the day, she has to want to get there and fight. And that's the question nobody can fucking answer honestly, is why she won't take the fucking fight. What the fuck, man? Like I said, if Skye Nicolson went in there and got knocked the fuck out, so be it. Make the fucking fight. It's why are you guys so against fights? Why are you so against the best fighting the best? This shit is crazy, man. I mean, like I never seen no shit like this. We want to see the best fight the best, and you guys getting your feelings. Wow. Anyway, salute to them. It was a good fight, and I'm gonna look more into this and see if there's gonna be a rematch between the two of them, and see how it goes down. See what happens from there. What it is, what it is. Thing is this: if Amanda Serrano winds up fighting now against, if Tiara Brown to retain, okay, they're in the same age group. Skye's 29, and it doesn't make a difference. But it's only gonna be worse for Amanda Serrano the older she gets. Because you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and then what? It turns into a situation where you wind up fighting someone you could have fought 3-4 years ago, but hell, they're still younger than what you were when they first called you out. And now you'll get older. Nobody wants to hear that shit, man. I mean, nobody. I definitely. I don't care about all that. Well, if she was younger, if he was younger. No, you got to always keep in mind what your options are, what's necessary to do, what's coming out of your mouth. Because I don't care. You can tell us all you want how great you are. Any fighter can say that. Go in there and back it up. It's as simple as that, man. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.